Hey guys, 7 WWE Rocks here, and I'm back making another video. Not only back to do just a regular video, but review Impact Wrestling's Under Pressure event. Now, I have not watched TNA a full episode in a very, very long time. I can't remember the last time, honestly. These past few months, I guess, I would just record it. I'd skip through most of it. And I just watched the good stuff, but I tried to keep up with it. Since then, these past few weeks, I want to say fallen off the map with TNA. I've kind of not followed it as closely. I'm still seeing, the news and such, like who's champion, what storylines are going on. Trying to keep up as best I can, but honestly, I've just lost interest. I really have, and I know a lot of people will say, you're just a WWE fanboy, but I'm a wrestling fanboy, at the end of the day, and I want all wrestling to succeed, and I've just lost interest. Am I just going to make a video after video on it, just hating TNA and Impact Wrestling? No. I'm more, if I have a negative opinion about it, I'll say a few thoughts or whatever, and I'll move on. I'm totally fine if you guys enjoy TNA, Impact Wrestling. I always mess up. I always say TNA when I should be saying Impact. But I know if you guys are, loving it and whatever, then let me know. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear what you think, what you believe is the positive and such. But I saw this card for the show. I saw, this big Under Pressure event. Usually they're like free TV events that are like made up kind of like to be a pay-per-view, are pretty good. They have some good talent. They usually have some guys and girls showcased that really don't get, the regular TV time, and we have some good wrestling matches. So I thought, what the heck, I'll watch it. I'll watch the full episode. I won't just record it, because usually with Impact Wrestling, if it is an episode I want to watch, a lot of times in these past few months and weeks, I wanted to watch them, but I just thought, oh, I'd rather watch this, or I'd rather do this, and I end up recording it, and I just end up deleting it. But for whatever reason here, I was just like, I'm just going to watch. I'm going to watch the whole show, and that's what I've done. So I'm going to review it, just go in match by match, segment by segment. Try not to take as much of your guys' time. Thank you so much for listening. I already got 2 viewers listening on this, so I really do appreciate you listening. Let me know what your thoughts on the show if you did watch, it. And yeah, we'll go from there. I'm gonna try to not rush through it, but I usually talk way too long on these. But so let's get right into it. Well, if you want my quick thoughts and you just don't even want to watch my video, that's fine, whatever. But if you want my quick thoughts, honestly, this was a poor show, in my personal opinion. I thought the first half was extremely slow. The first 2 matches, I just really could not get into. And this was a tough one, because I feel like TNA, at this point in the game for them, every show really does count. And if you build up this show, you build up your quote-unquote pay-per-view quality show on free TV, you got to deliver. And I just felt like, with TNA, fans come and go all the time. Everybody's like, a lot of people say, I'm done watching Impact, but they'll come on for a few shows. They got new viewers and whatnot, and you got to hit your mark. And I just feel like they did not do it with this show. And I was disappointed. I was mad about TNA, because I know they have it in them, but I don't know. I just felt like this show missed completely, and it felt very, very slow, especially the first half. And I would not say there was like a generally really good match. I think most of them were fine at best, half and half. It just, I was just really frustrated, honestly. I really wanted to have a good night of wrestling, and I don't know if I'm in a bad mood. Let me know in the comments section your thoughts. Again, not trying to hate, but this was tough. This was tough. So the show opens up with Sanjay Dutt informing the locker room, talking to them that they're on the case. They are looking for this mystery person, whoever, is attacking members of the Impact Wrestling roster. We see these people being attacked, and the person leaves a calling card. They're like red and black shaped, or red and black color, like this X, this big X mark. So that's been going on, just classic TNA. They always have to have this mystery on who's being attacked and who's attacking. So basically, they said the locker room was pissed off because they say, why is it only the wrestlers getting attacked? And I'm like, I don't know why Sanjay Dutt would know that answer. But Petey Williams steps up and says, if Sanjay Dutt's just saying they're working on the case, they're working on it. All right. This is Law and Order style now. This is how we opened up with. So yeah, that I don't know. I thought that was kind of a stupid segment, but since Petey stepped in and said all that, you got to think, oh, they're They're gonna hint at Petey probably being the murderer, not the murderer, the attacker. Next, to kick off the show, this should not, I repeat, should not ever in any freaking year should have started the show. It was Eli Drake versus Scott Steiner. I don't know what universe in 2018 you have Scott Steiner open the show. And I'm not a huge fan at all of Eli Drake. A lot of people love him. I don't know. I just haven't connected with them. I've never been excited for his match. I think he's great on the mic, but I've just never been excited for one of his matches. But God bless him, because he really tried to get a good match out of Scott Steiner. This was just kind of back and forth. Nobody really had an offense for a long time. A few botches, just minor stuff though. But please, you have Desmond Xavier versus Brian Cage. This exciting fresh talent. You have Tessa Blanchard versus Madison Rayne. Like, why would you not have that open the show? Why would you have Scott Steiner, who hasn't wrestled a singles match in Impact Wrestling in 7 years? I mean, I just don't understand why that would open a show. It was extremely slow, and it only went like 8 minutes. And I still was like, wow, this is really, really boring. And I hate that they started off with this. Basically, Eli Drake at the end of the match, the ref's distracted. He grabs a chair from under the ring that he set up earlier, hits Scott Steiner with it, and the ref doesn't see it. We get a 1, 2, 3. A very poor match. And like I said, God bless Eli Drake for trying, but I just, Scott Steiner, like, why? And commentary, Josh Matthews and Don Callis, they're like, oh, he's a living legend. He's done it all, blah, blah, blah. There's not a tag team championship that he hasn't held. And I'm just like, why are we pushing this? Like, I get the whole, I just TNA and Impact bringing back all these people, all these legends, so-called legends. But I just don't know why this would start the show. And I was like, wow, this is going to be a really bad night if they keep going in this direction. Next, Tessa Blanchard versus Madison Rayne. Basically, the storyline of this match. Tessa Blanchard, she's that new up-and-comer, and she's got an attitude problem. Madison Rayne, she's a 5-time knockout champion. She's the veteran. It's the classic arrogant student. Not student, I guess, because Madison didn't teach her, but up-and-comer, and she's, arrogant. So Madison Rayne, basically I didn't understand it. At the beginning of the match, they were like, this is 5-time knockout champion Madison Rayne. This is not going to be a walk in the park for Tessa Blanchard. And then Madison Rayne gets the win, and they call it an upset. And then Josh Matthews kind of clears it up, because he's like, usually if a 5-time champion's in the ring with a new up-and-comer, that's not an upset when the 5-time champion wins. So I was like, okay, yeah, that clears it. But it just felt kind of weird. And the match wasn't anything special. Tessa was just using her strength. Madison Rayne trying to use the quickness and such. And Tessa Blanchard went for her hammerlock DDT finisher. Madison Rayne was able to roll her up, get the 1, 2, 3, get that surprise upset, if you will, even though she's a 5-time knockout champion. Decent match, but nothing special by any means. Next, we had Eddie Kingston talking with LAX. Basically, just giving them some, alcohol, just having a party in their clubhouse. He says, I got a nice pair of booties for you. He didn't say it like that. I respect women. Eddie Kingston, come on, let's respect women out here. But basically, they bring in some women. They got, drinks, women. They're loving it. And then basically says, you know what? I got 2 other nice pieces of booty for you. And they're like, what are you talking about? Next week, Caleb Conley and Trevor Lee will face LAX. So, Eddie Kingston, I didn't know he was back in Impact Wrestling. That's cool. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Moving on, Brian Cage versus Desmond Xavier. The first match I felt like to really give us some life, push some life into this wrestling show. But basically, it's Desmond Xavier trying to get some offense. He went drop kick, strike heavy, went for those kicks, went for drop kicks. Obviously using his speed and quickness, and got some really, really good moves and offense in. But I never really truly felt like he had any momentum in this match, even when he got offense. I just, Brian, you're in the ring with Brian Cage. He's going to throw you around, and that's what he did. He threw him around like a rag doll. Desmond Xavier was able to hit some drop kicks on the outside, and then he does that beautiful from the ring, the handstand over the top rope senton onto Brian Cage. Looked beautiful. And then hits a spinal tap. Your classic AJ Styles spinal tap. Hits the classic spinal tap and gets a 1 count. Yes, Brian Cage kicked out at 1 on the spinal tap. Good gosh, the man's a monster. And after that, it was pretty much like he was pissed off that Desmond Xavier would even try such a thing. And so he did like a clothesline backbreaker thing right after that, and then just hit the drill claw. Very abrupt ending, I will say. I wish they would have kept it going. Once it finally started to really pick up some steam, pick up some momentum, it looked like the match was already over. So that was kind of disappointing. But good match nonetheless. It was fun. It felt like, okay, this is how the show should be. A little more of that. I would have liked a lot more. But Impact Wrestling, you got a great thing with Brian Cage. You got a great thing with Desmond Xavier. But please, Impact, don't ruin this. Really build him up. I'm not saying right away. But Brian Cage, let's really build him up. Let's keep his streak, if you will, going. Don't even call it a streak. Just let him demolish people. Don't build up another streak thing. I just say have Brian Cage kill people. And then get that championship, and you got an unstoppable heel. Make him be arrogant. Make him say, he's the absolute best. Where's his competition? There is none. And build up a good face. Please, don't mess this up, Impact Wrestling. Push Brian Cage, and push Desmond Xavier as well. All right, next, Aries does a good promo. Very well. Aries obviously great on the mic. He's here. He's the belt collector, and he needs his championship back. I feel like he had the fastest recovery time ever. Like, scientists, you need to be looking at Austin Aries. You need to be dissecting his body, because freaking he gets his arm dislocated by Pentagon at, I think, WrestleMania weekend. I can't remember. But basically, it wasn't that long ago. And Austin Aries is back within like a few weeks, I would say. He had his arm in a sling for a week in wrestling storylines. It's like, oh man, this is serious. The next week he's in a sling. But yeah, Aries, we need to be testing this guy, because it's pretty crazy. But he finished off the promo basically saying, Pentagon Jr., you may have no fear, but tonight you're gonna have no title. And I was like, that's a pretty good line. Cool. So next we got, can I say real quick? I haven't been watching TNA in a long time. Like I said at the beginning of this broadcast, I see people join and leaving this video right now. So thank you so much if you are listening. Josh Matthews, I'm not a fan of. I think we all know that. If you've picked up my video, if you've been watching my videos, kept up with the channel, I'm not a big fan of Josh Matthews at all. Don Callis, this is my first time hearing him ever. I've never heard him on New Japan Pro Wrestling. I know he works with Kevin Kelly, and of course Impact Wrestling, but I've just never heard his work. I'm not going to base his performance off one show. That's not cool at all for me to do. I should obviously, keep watching and stuff. I don't know if it was a bad night, but he sounded like really bored, and just like, I know there wasn't that great matches, so he couldn't really like freak out about it, but just, it felt really, really just poor and monotoned, and like he could really care less. I don't know if I'm just crazy. If you have very high feelings about Don Callis, let me know. Say, you know what? No, you got all. He's a crazy. He's amazing. So just let me know. But I'm gonna bring that up right after the next match, and that's why I'm bringing it up, not just hate on him. But next we had Allie defending her Knockouts Championship against Su Yung in a Last Rites match. Last Rites, basically casket match. I'm not gonna lie. When I heard of Su Yung, I don't believe I've ever seen her wrestler. Maybe I have, but I don't think I've ever seen her wrestler. But I've been hearing about her when she first showed up in TNA. A lot of people, a big following. A lot of people really like her. Every time I hear Su Yung, I think of freaking Rush Hour. Not the TV show that's happening right now, but freaking the movies with Chris Tucker, Jackie Chan. 3 movies. They're all amazing. I love them so much. So I highly recommend. I think of that because in the first one, the ambassador, the ambassador's daughter is stolen. This is so stupid. The ambassador's daughter is kidnapped, held for ransom. Jackie Chan, Chris Tucker, they got to make the save. Rush Hour, let's do it. Her name was Su Yung. That's all I think about. I think little Su Yung, she is back freaking with a vengeance. She's this freaking bridezilla. I mean, she's the undead bride, I think is what they call her. But yeah, she was in the first one. She's in the third one. Go watch Rush Hour. That's what I'm getting at. But yeah, Su Yung, that's all I think about. I feel like she's back for revenge, and just at her days after Rush Hour did not go well. She became the undead nightmare, the undead bride, if you will. So basically, her bridesmaids, which is, this is just a crazy wedding, basically. They bring out the casket. The casket looks like I could have built it, honestly. And then Allie comes out. This was my favorite part of the night, honestly. Allie comes out, and basically the storyline, Su Yung buried or put Rosemary in a casket, set him on fire, burned her soul. But Allie and Rosemary were friends, so Allie's trying to channel her darkness, her dark side, but without letting it consume her. Rosemary's trying to lead her down that dark path from the dead, I guess. I don't know. She was leaving messages on her mirror, which is, sweet. Rosemary, that's nice. You should do that side a little more. But basically Allie comes out full like Rosemary makeup and the jacket and such. So it comes out and her theme music is like, you know, like sugar and spice, man. Allie coming out, she's got like this fun, you know, upbeat music. And then all of a sudden when she's halfway down the ramp, Rosemary's music hits. Allie lets out this blood-curdling scream, and I was like, dude, that was awesome. I'm down for that. I thought it looked really well. The match itself, not the best, because it was like submission-based for like the first half. I don't know why Su Yung kept going for submissions, and I was like, this is kind of weird. A chair was introduced. Nothing too crazy, honestly. The big finish, though, Su Yung is put in the casket. She's trying to shut it. Puts her arm up out of the way so Allie can't shut it, and she locks on the mandible claw. Su Young's got a mandible claw. She's putting on these gross rags on her hands that are just disgusting. Puts her fingers in her mouth. This is really creepy and sounds really strange, honestly. And Don Callis proceeds to get really medical about it. He's like, there's nerves in the back of the mouth that hit the tongue, and that can paralyze you. And I'm like, this is just, like, you're making this a lot more than this. She's literally just sticking her fingers in her mouth. That's crazy. Basically knocks her out, I guess. Knocks her out from it. Throws her in the casket. Su Yung is the new Knockouts champion. She's able to close the casket. And the bridesmaids and Su Yung stand on it and do all weird things that brides do. I don't know. But yeah, Su Young's the new champion. I would think they're just going to build towards Rosemary coming back from the dead and winning. But I'm sad. I'm sad Allie's title reign ended. And it just felt like Su Yung came really quick to win that title. But I guess that's what they're building. And this is where I went back with the commentary thing, because after this match, they showed Sting versus Abyss, their last Riots match that you can see on the Global Wrestling Network, or is that what they call it? Global Wrestling Network, I think. TNA, Impact Wrestling's network. And so that's a problem right there. Probably, maybe you should have shown that before, because I just feel like, why would you show like this really awesome match? Abyss and Sting battling out in a casket match, blood, they're killing each other with tombstones. I mean, it's crazy. Like, don't show that after that match, because it just makes it, oh, man, that match sucked compared to this. But the commentary is so good. Mike Tenay, Don West, they sound so fired up and pumped up. I love it. Josh Matthews and Don Callis sounded so monotone. Now, I know that's kind of stupid of me to compare, just because, I mean, Sting and Abyss weren't wrestling in a casket match on this show, so it's not like it's easy to make that sound good because it's an awesome match. But man, I miss Mike Tenay and Don West so much. I wish they would continue coming back and doing it. But yeah, that's what I have with the commentary. After that, people backstage are being attacked. We got the X thing back. Somebody's leaving that X calling card or whatever. A bunch of people are attacked. It was like really like it felt like they weren't trying to show you who was attacked, but it was just like random people. And then we see Sanjay Dutt's attack with Petey Williams standing over him, camera on him. And now I don't think it's Petey, just because TNA's Twitter page made it like they were like, Petey Williams found hovering or standing over Sanjay's body, and he didn't want cameras to be there. It's like, no, he didn't want cameras to be there because he was like, get some help. Stop waving a stupid camera around. Sanjay Dutt's hurt. I don't know. Now it feels like they're trying to make it really obvious that it's Petey, so obviously it's not Petey. I don't know. Wrestling's weird. But yeah, people were attacked. I hope this X thing really pays off. I don't believe they revealed it. I think tomorrow's the taping, so I guess they have to do it tomorrow. Next, Eddie Edwards does a little thing with his wife. Basically, he says, I'm going to face Sami Callihan in the woods. And she's like, what are you talking about? Because that sounds really stupid. And Eddie's like, don't worry, babe. We are going through this. We are going to fight him in the woods. And she's like, I'm not going anywhere. And he's like, yeah, you're not. I'm fighting Sami Callihan. I'm going to murder him. It's going to be cool. Literally, that's his words. I'm going to murder him. So I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. He's like, don't worry, babe. My workout playlist is Man of the Woods, Justin Timberlake. I got this. That's pretty much what it was. It was just, they're going to fight in the woods, whatever. So basically they announced it's an unsanctioned match. And it's going to be next week. But the background's just going to be the woods, I guess. So yeah, someone's going to die. That's cool. A lot of murder on TNA, I feel like. The main event was Austin Aries versus Pentagon Jr. Pentagon Jr. is defending his Impact World Wrestling Championship. This match was okay, pretty good. You know, it was solid. I was hoping it'd be a little better. The finish, I was kind of mad about, honestly. But basically, Austin Aries went after the hand after Pentagon Jr. tried to do an overhead slap onto his chest. Missed him, and it hit the ring post. So Austin Aries focused on that. Pentagon Jr. got on offense. Really back and forth. I don't really feel like anybody was in control maybe more than the other. Maybe Aries at the beginning just because he had to work the hand. But they went up. They tried to do finishers right out of the gate. I mean, last chanceries. Pentagon Jr. went for the Pentagon driver. He went for the arm breaker. Just went for everything right out of the gate. Then the finish. I'm gonna skip for the finish because it was a good match, but nothing too crazy. Basically, they go on the outside. Austin Aries tries for Hurricane Rana. Pentagon Jr. reverses it into a power bomb, but before he can actually do the power bomb, Austin Aries does like a sunset flip roll thing, gets the last chancery, and it's a 10 count. They're on the outside of the ring. They get to a 10 count because Austin Aries, I believe, didn't know what the count was, and he just kept the submission on. So they say restart the match, and it's restarted. No general manager, no authority figure coming out. They're just like, dude, we're restarting this. Let's go. They go for it. Then Pentagon Jr. on the ring apron hits a Death Valley driver. Oh wait, did Austin Aries hit that? I think Austin Aries hit the bit. Yeah, Austin Aries hit a Death Valley driver. Pentagon Jr. then hit his package pile driver on the ring apron. And again, a 10 count. So now I was like, okay, we're kind of overdoing this. So two 10 counts, and they're both like, restart the match. So as soon as they restart the match again for the first, second, third time. For the third time, Pentagon Jr. goes for a roll-up, gets a 2 count, very close to a 3 count. And then, oh, no, wait, that's not how it went. That was after the first one. I'm sorry. I'm losing my mind, guys. Basically, at the end, when it's the third time to restart the match, the ref is like, are we restarting this? And they're like, let's do it. Austin Aries says, ring the bell. So the ref turns around to motion to ring the bell. Austin Aries hits a low blow, hits a brain buster, gets the 1, 2, 3. So Austin Aries, full-on heel, goes back to his dirty heel days, which was, I guess, good just because coming into this match, I didn't really know who the heel was. It felt like they're both good guys with good fault, with a big fan base, but they do bad things, I guess, like an anti-hero, I guess. But yeah, Austin Aries truly showing his, real colors, his true colors. Gets the low blow, gets the 1, 2, 3. He's the new Impact champion. He's also the Impact Grand Champion. I really don't know what they're doing with the Grand Championship. I don't know if it's a consistent belt, just because I don't feel like he's defended. I can't remember. I don't know. But yeah, for me personally, let me know your thoughts in the comments section, as always, please. I felt like this was a poor show. I was hoping it was going to go a lot better. If I'm a first-time viewer or if I'm trying to come back, which I am, obviously I'm trying to come back and see if it's still good or whatever. If they've gone in the right direction, I wouldn't. I just feel like this doesn't make me want to watch more, honestly. They have the tapings, I believe, tomorrow and Saturday. I think leading up to Slammiversary, so hopefully those go well. And we see some exciting stuff, but yeah, for me, it's just a disappointing show, and I hope things can pick up for them. And just let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts, and I'm really happy to do this review again, even though I didn't enjoy the show. I'm glad I want to get back in the mix. Obviously, make more videos. I keep saying I'm going to make videos day after day, and I just never do. We'll see, though. Let me know any more shows you want me to review in the future, and I would be happy to give me some video ideas, do whatever you got to do, and thank you so much for listening. We had little constant viewers, little 2 to 3, maybe 4. Right now we have 1 viewer, 1 listener. Thank you so much, whoever you are. So I was glad to have people listening during this. Please leave your comments and let me know your thoughts on the show if you did watch it. So thank you so much for watching, guys, or listening. And follow me on Twitter @7WWERocks. And thanks again. And as always, have a great day.